Ukraine has a really strong sense of community. The U.S. Feels like it's a very divided. It's
Mhm.
a very polarizing culture these
Yeah.
days, and there's like a lot of hate going on in the U.S. Left versus right, rich versus poor. I don't know. It's hard to see, what is becoming of my country. I mean, you were there recently. You understand like the politics on it, and a lot of it is affecting Ukraine right now. How do you feel about the current like government in the U.S. before we talk about what you're doing in
Yeah.
Ukraine? Since
Yeah.
we're talking about this, I'm just very
Yeah.
curious because you've been there. I haven't been there in like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. And you're from LA,
not from
right?
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm from the
exactly.
other side. I'm from, 3,000 miles away. I'm from DC.
Yeah, near
Yeah.
DC, especially
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
politics.
Northern
Yeah,
Virginia. Right. So, my answer would be I try not to think about it, but the reality is, because I'm not built that way, but the
mm,
reality is, when you live in Northern Virginia, as I do, and I grew up there, your local news is the national or international news. So, you have
mm,
to have some exposure to it. And yeah, I'm disappointed in what's happening with regards to Ukraine
yeah.
amongst the political leaders right now. And, I think that the media coverage as well, and again, I try not to watch mainstream media. It's just not how I'm built. Um, I don't believe, from what I've seen, though, that they have accurately covered the essence of what Ukraine is and Ukrainian culture. I think I'm gonna put this out there. I think that the name Ukraine is actually very difficult for the American ears to hear. It's just a word that sounds odd. I don't know what you think about that. You've been here. It sounds normal,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's like Uganda, Ukraine. Eh,
Mhm.
it kind of makes Americans be like, what is that?
Yeah, yeah.
And when you get here, it's like, oh, these people could easily be Americans. And that's what I keep telling people is that, and let's face it, a lot of them are.
Yeah.
In Canada and certain parts of the United States, we have large Ukrainian populations in North America.